This podcast is powered by The Plug.
Thank you for listening to this episode. If you or your company are looking to jump into the podcast world, now is the time. The Plug Agency is here to connect you to the full power of podcasting. You just record and leave the rest to us. The people are listening and want to hear from you. Theplug-agency.com. That's theplug-agency.com. Click the link in the episode description for an exclusive offer.
It's about you. It's about me. It's about us. It's about you. It's about me. It's about us. Let's live our lives on purpose. You can talk to her. You can tell her what's wrong. She'll encourage you, yeah. She'll help you be strong. 'Cause you're her brother, you're her sister. Tell you always got your back. You ain't gotta worry about that. 'Cause it's all about you. It's about you, yeah. It's about me. It's about us. Let's live our lives on purpose. It's about you. It's about me. And yes, it's about us. Welcome to Living Life on Purpose with Tonya. Enjoy, enjoy, enjoy.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whatever time this message finds you or you find time to listen to Living Life on Purpose with Tonya, we welcome you. Love you so much, tribe. I missed you. You know, whenever a week or so goes by, I'm like, oh my gosh, I got to get back in studio, got to get to the tribe, got to get to finding out what people are doing, what people are saying, what people are thinking. So welcome to Living Life on Purpose with Tonya. We have a guest in studio. You guys know what I do, illuminate and lighten up paths to people that are doing amazing things in the community. And this person is doing just that, doing amazing things in the community in which she resides and loves so much. And I'm going to let her tell you what she's doing and why she's doing it on purpose. So with that being said, I'm going to turn it over to Miss Kandice. I like to call her Dice because that's just, I don't know, that was a name that I gave her and it just stuck. So Dice, tell us who you are, what you're doing, and why you're doing it. You're just awesome.
Well, good evening, good morning, good everything, everybody. Tonya, thank you so much for having me today. I am just honored to be here. It has been such an incredible ride for me. I am an entrepreneur by heart, love everything entrepreneur. And here recently I have transitioned to helping people find their path and their journey and what they really have on the inside of them. I feel like everyone has something on the inside of them that they need help birthing and really helping to push out what's inside of them. So I am what I like to call a visionary champion. And so that means that even if you don't see the vision, I do. And I'm like, come on, let's go. Let's do it. Let's do it. And so the name of my business is Faith in Business. And that's exactly what I do. I love to champion people through their entrepreneurial journey and their walk.
And how are you doing that, Kandice? I know that you just came back from out of town doing a workshop, if you will. Yeah. So tell us a little bit about what you're doing about the journaling journal.
Yes.
Journey, excuse me.
Yeah, absolutely. So I have been journaling for over 20 years. Literally over 20 years. I learned about the power of the pen and paper. I think that once you can really take what you have inside of here and put it down on paper and then you see it, well, then you can act on it from there. And so journaling is a part of who I am. I love to hear the pen on the paper. I love to see my thoughts on paper. And I like to encourage other people to do that too, because it's something that is overlooked. A lot of people think, well, I probably have to, go to therapy and I have to talk to this person and that person, and that's cool. Like, don't get me wrong, do that. But in the interim, when you are on the off time, when you can't get to the people that you're used to getting to, then why not pick up that pen and paper and just really get some of the thoughts out of your mind and onto paper. And so through journaling, I was able to write business plans and just see things come to fruition.
Mm-hmm. Well, we know some of us that read the Word of God, even God says to write the vision and make it plain.
And does.
So we know that works. Also being a therapist, I also encourage my clients to journal. And for me, that part may look like what's working for you, right? So you go through something and then you can go back and look at your own journey, right? Because it's on paper. How did I get through that time? How did I navigate?
Oh my goodness.
And look at your successes, right? And so journaling is definitely a coping skill and a tool that we all could use.
Yes.
So yeah, I'm excited about that.
And it's funny that you say that, because if it wasn't for my journaling, I wouldn't have known how to shift and pivot to my new calling. It was through me saying, okay, all right, God, what exactly am I doing here? And reading past journal entries, the successes, where things really did come to pass. I just took the same formula, right? Well, I did it here. I wrote this down, prayed over it, journaled, cried, frustration, but it was all there for me to see. So then when it came time for the next round or the next assignment, then I was able to do the same thing. And now I'm in a position where I'm able to see the things that I wrote while I was in transition. And I'm able to see, okay, I'm in line. I'm in line with what worked before, because it's just amazing how much that works. And I just have just a small testimony.
You testify. This is your time.
Thank
it's your
you.
space.
Yeah. So I just have a small testimony. So it's a testimony that I always share in my journaling workshops. It was in 2019, at the end of 2018, at the top of 2019. I am a former preschool music enrichment business owner, and I was ready to go further in my business at that time. I was like, okay, I'm ready to move forward. Like, we've done this and that, but I'm ready to move forward. So I started journaling all this stuff down, right? So whatever was downloaded into me, I would just write it down. Well, God was like, Kandice, I need you to get ready. And I wrote that down. And it was February 17th of 2018. I literally journaled, Kandice, I need you ready. I need you ready. And so I was like, okay, no worries. Well, later that day, right? Later that day, I received a text message from someone that I used to see all the time with the men's choir, right? So Chris Hall, I will forever use his name. He's probably like, Kandice, yeah, I am. I'm using your name all the time. So Chris Hall was a part of the men's choir. Always seen him on Thursdays, all the things, right? Well, he happened to be a CEO of a chain of daycare facilities. And he said, Kandice, I want to incorporate your program into all of the daycare facilities that I am over. And so that was over 20, 25 facilities. Wow. So I went from one facility to over 20. Wow. And if it wasn't for me journaling if I didn't put my pen to paper and take some quiet time for God to say, hey, Kandice, I need you to, it's time to get ready. You got to get ready. I wouldn't have known to be in position for any of this. So I am just so very grateful that I had that avenue where I was able to write some stuff down and really see it, because I knew that I was ready here and here, but then to see it come to fruition, and then it was just mind blowing. So now I'm like, oh, this season that I'm in, yeah, it's gonna be time to get ready again, because I seen it. So I always love to tell that story, because it was just one of those times for me that, oh my goodness, it was just mind blowing. Yeah.
And you did some amazing things with those kids.
Oh.
And the music part. So we're not gonna skim over that either. So what I like for you to do is tell us a little bit. Tell us a little bit about that journey.
Oh, yes.
What you did for those babies.
I would love to. So the name of my program was Bonding to the Beat, okay? And we were both a faith-based and traditional preschool music enrichment program. And oh my goodness, my degree is in music liberal arts. So, and when I was in college, I just loved when I would work with the kids. It was something about the kids. And so I had a business, Bonding to the Beat, and we would go into daycare facilities and teach basic music enrichment to children. But through that, we were able to teach about the importance of just life skills, right? How to be patient, how to be kind, how to be loving, how to just be with other people. And so it was such a beautiful journey, and we touched so many lives through that program. I mean, just the outpouring of love that went into the curriculum and into the music that was then poured out and showered on these little ones in the music setting, in a class setting, was just amazing. And you know, COVID did come, and it did claim my business, because it was just hard at that time to maneuver in that climate, because number one, schools were out
Right.
indefinitely at that time. And so being out indefinitely, and then when we were able to come back in, only a certain amount of people were able to come in. And enrichment, you can forget it. Like, they almost didn't want the teachers to come in.
Right.
So I just said, okay, I recognize that it may be time to move forward. Yeah.
Wonderful. Well, thank you. So you guys know, like I said, what I do in helping the community, helping these dynamic men and women identify their purpose. And sometimes we have guests like Miss Kandice that has identified her purpose, and how important is that? And that's why, that's the genesis of living life on purpose with Tonya, because it makes life so much sweeter and so much smoother, even with the bumps and the ebbs and the flows and the, discouragements and the, the successes and the disappointments. It so helps if you know and you have identified your purpose, which could be ever changing and evolving. But at least if you can identify that thing, it keeps you going.
Yes.
Even when you don't want to, or when you're tired or exhausted or whatever, it just keeps you going. So I am so excited. And like I said, that was the genesis of living life on purpose with Tonya. It is about you. It is about me. I know in the beginning, I would always say, I've heard most of my life, it's not about you. And, even through the pulpits and different, it's not about you. It's not about me. And it just never sat right with me. I'm like, I don't understand what that means. It just never sat right with me. And so.
Yeah. And it's funny that you say that because in 2021, I felt like I was mourning my business. I was mourning Bonding to the Beat. I had a feeling we were shifting into potentially closing. I felt that. And so my business was no longer serving me. It was no longer serving me. And because it was no longer serving me, that's when I made the decision, hey, something's got to happen. I cannot continue on this way. But if you come up with, it's not about you, it's not about you, it's not about you, it's about those kids, it's about the employees, it's about this, it's about that. But I'm like, but it is about me. Like, absolutely. You know what I'm saying? It's the money's coming out of my pocket, the talking to the daycare facilities and my energy, that is about me. And so I had to say, you want to know what? This is no longer serving me anymore. I cannot move on this way. And the second that I fully accepted that, that's the thing. Like, I was in denial all last year. Like, no, we're going to do this. We're going to make this happen. When all the while it was literally like, no, it's not going to work. Once I accepted it, the weight felt like it was off my shoulders. And I was like, okay, it is not about the business. It's about me. It is about me and just how much I am not being fulfilled in this particular area anymore. And not only that, Tonya, people are always like, well, don't worry, the business will come back and, it'll be back better than ever. And I'm like, it may not be. Absolutely. I just turned 40, right? I can't see my 40-year-old self sitting on the floor with kids and instruments. I just can't see that right now. But what I can see myself doing is having conversations, encouraging people to live their dreams out loud and to be their best selves and to take some quiet time and journal and that's what I can see myself doing. So even though people try to push their, it's okay, it'll come. I'm like, right. It probably won't, but I'm okay with that.
Absolutely.
Trust me, I'm okay with that because I know that I gave my business everything that I could in that season. And that's all that I have.
And you did, and you gave, and wow. Yeah, that purpose, your purpose is for everything has a time and a season.
It does.
Right? And because that piece is ever evolving, it's imperative that you identify and know when it's time to move.
Yes.
Because sometimes we can stay too long. We can stay too long and miss that opportunity, right? Or miss that train. And I believe that success is when the opportunity and preparedness meet. Then that's what makes it successful, right?
Absolutely.
So yeah.
Yes.
Really getting in tune with what it is that you need to be doing.
Yeah. Exactly. The funny thing is that all last year, so I had a beautiful office space that was the last thing that I had to give up. And that was the one thing that I didn't want to give up because I was like, that's my space. I love my office. But I remember coming into that office every single day. And like we were talking about social media today, I would come and I would make a cup of coffee every morning. That was my routine. But I would TikTok it or Instagram it. And so I would just take people through my day and I would have a little comedy like, I don't like my coffee dark. I need some light skin coffee. And I would just have a good time. And then in this 1-minute video, then I would encourage the people, hey, y'all, I know this entrepreneurship thing ain't nothing. It ain't no joke. All right. But just hang in there, just do the things. And then after I would get done with that video, it felt like I was resuscitating my business. So then I'd be like, oh my goodness, like, here we go, clear. And, but there was like no life to it. Right. And so I was like, okay, Kandice, this is how you know you got to shift. You got to shift, because now it's affecting you, right? Now you're trying to be, you're in it, and you're trying to give it all you got. You're trying to save face, because you don't want people to be like, oh, your little business didn't work. See, we knew that it wouldn't. So I had to deal with like the shame. I had to deal with the frustration. I had to deal with the other people's opinions. I had to deal with all the things. But I had to make that move for myself.
Wonderful. And now.
Yes.
And now she sits. Now she's happy. She's in a great space.
Yeah.
And I saw it, and without thought, wanted to have you as a guest. Wanted to really just illuminate what you're doing, and let you know that you are awesome, that you are dope. And I think that in corporate, they know, right? They have this formula. So if their employees are feeling needed, appreciated, how much more do they work? So they got gyms, and they have, you know what I'm saying? They do these bonuses, and they do all of these things to keep morale up, right? And we as humans, right? We have a tendency to work harder, work when we're feeling appreciated. This is the message, that it is about you.
Yes.
I used to kind of cringe, like when my clients would say, Tonya, you're my angel. You saved my life. You did. I was just like, oh my God. Like I felt like, God, I don't want to take anything away from you. And it was God that downloaded something very natural, right? So he said to me, he made me think of Picasso. And Picasso is doing his thing. Do you think that, the question was, do you think that Picasso is angry because his paintings are going for $1 million? It doesn't, the canvas is not greater than the artist. But my God, how proud. So I'm like, okay, God, I got it. Like, it's okay. You have made me. You designed me. You know what's, what's in me and what's to come. So I get it. I get it now, that it is about us, and not in a way that's boastful or any of that. But my God, how much harder do we work, right? When we are appreciated, when we are loved, and how much more when we do that for ourselves, right? When we're appreciative of ourselves, when we're as kind to ourselves as we are to others. That's a big lesson for me, because God knows, being a caregiver and just giving all the time, it was easier for me to put myself on the back burner and those things that I needed and wanted and desired. And it took God to just say, that's like a slap in the face for me, first of all. Why don't you think that you are deserving of the things that you give so freely? So
that's so good.
I'm so happy, like I said, to have you here, and I'm honored. Folks come in studio and I tell them, and then they give it back to me. But that's what it's about. Because we've learned how to kind of not be tribal, but tribal is in us, right? It's in our DNA to look out for one another, to lift each other up, to do all those things. And society says not, right? Society says it's me, my four, and no more. And God knows that that's not sustainable.
It's not sustainable. And that's why I'm so happy to be in my current line of work, because there's no way that God literally allowed me to write manuals, right? Like, literally, I was writing out literally game plans, right? And to have that formula and just to keep that to myself just because I was in preschool music enrichment, absolutely not. We are so multidimensional, and just because you do things one way or you're so good at one thing, that doesn't mean you just stay in that one thing. That yes, I was good. I was really good at keeping the kids entertained. But you want to know what? I'm also really good at speaking to people and having them really dig deep into who they are and who they were created to be. I'm also really good at helping people through their journaling process. I'm really good at that. I'm also really good at encouraging people, right? I'm also really good at saying, you know what? I know it looks really whack right now, but I promise you, if you just keep up with the steps of consistency and if you keep yourself accountable, I promise you'll see the good thing. So I'm really good at these things. But had I been just stuck in that one way of thinking, no, I can't do anything but because my degree's in music and I have to stay in music. I have to stay in kids' music. I would have been missing out on the beautiful things that I'm seeing right now through people who are really looking to dig into who they are and not live so surface. I realize that a lot of people live in fear because they don't know what the next step is. And so then, because if they don't know what the next step is, then they stop. So then they just stop and then nothing is accomplished.
That's right.
But they have all this great stuff inside of them. But because they're fearful, they don't have someone to encourage
listen, and motivate.
Tonya, you know how you have been an entrepreneur since I've known you, and sometimes when you're a new entrepreneur and you share ideas, right? What's the first thing you hear? I don't know. Are you sure? If you're talking to the wrong people, right? Absolutely. I don't know. Like, how you gonna do that? Someone blatantly told me, how are you gonna do that? And so then if you get caught up in these things, you don't see your purpose. You'll never see it.
Or if you believe it's not about you.
If that's it.
If you get that down in your spirit, it's not about you.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
You'll
it.
definitely be stuck.
You'll be stuck. And I am tired of living a stuck life. Whatever that's in, right? If I'm not happy in my marriage and I'm feeling, oh my God, shout out to Baxter and I who have made 15 years today. If we had been so stuck where it's like, no, we just gonna be stuck in this anger, or with my kids, I'm gonna be stuck with, you doing that thing and I'm still mad about it. No, we've got to move forward and say, if this is not serving us the way that we know it's intended to serve us, then why not change it?
Absolutely.
You literally have the capacity to change the things that you no longer think serve you. You have the capacity to do that.
I love it.
I don't know why people think they can't do it.
Well, again, so many in this life, we have to unlearn some things that we've been taught. Hey, that whole thing, right? And that's a whole nother workshop, and we'll be back on that one.
Listen.
But that's part of the main reason why is because we are stuck in those beliefs, right?
Yes.
And those things that don't serve us, those things that have us stagnated, those things that have us not moving. Yeah. It's a belief, right?
Yes, yeah.
I'm a therapist, right? So cognitive behavior therapy says it's your belief about a thing that causes you to move like you move. So if you really believe that it's not about you and it...
Yes.
I just can't comprehend that, right? I just can't put that even...
Yeah.
Like, what do you do with that?
Yeah.
Like, it's... Really?
Yeah.
So that's what has us. That's what has people not moving. Because being afraid of things and having fear is natural. But if you understand that if you're not in inclement danger, right, you're not in any danger, that's a perception. So
Yes.
what is it
Yeah.
about that perception? What is it about what I believe
Yes.
that has me not moving?
Yes. Yeah.
Be afraid, but do it anyway. Like,
Absolutely. Oh my goodness. I mean, that was the last half of last year for me. I was afraid. I was like, this does not make sense to me, God. How you gonna take me at the top of the mountain? I was so mad. Ooh, I was mad. I bet he was like, you need to calm down. But I was mad. I was like, you let me see this great success, and then you gonna let a pandemic wipe me out? I did. And I was like, this does not make any sense to me. But if I would have stayed in that fear and didn't move, we wouldn't be talking right now, Tonya.
exactly
Nothing would, and I wouldn't have helped women see their potential and what they have inside of them. But me just come on, like push, okay? All right, now push a little bit more. Doing great. We're almost there. Keep pushing. What else you got? What else you got? What else you got?
and
If
being
I-
a model for
Yes,
that, because
yes,
you
yes.
said you were fearful. You were like,
Yes.
okay, God, what's going on here? But you did it, and look where you are.
Yes.
So I have a saying that don't let your going through stop you from getting through. Because if you stop,
Yes.
what's going to happen? You're dead center in
That's it.
what's grieving you, right? Or what?
Oh.
Don't let your going through stop you from getting through, because
That's
you're
it.
going to get to the other side.
You're going to.
And-
yeah.
Man, I heard life doesn't happen to you. Like everything that happens for you.
Yes. Yes.
So like, wow,
yes.
that's
yes.
a novel thought. Like,
That is a novel thought. And I love what you said, because just think about it. Like, I think about childbirth a lot when it comes to my new assignment. And just think of if you stopped pushing
wow.
right at that moment, you both could die. So, but people stop pushing. They literally stop pushing because they don't have the help. They don't have someone. Breathe this. Come on. Breathe this thing through. You're almost there. I know you ain't about to stop pushing now. Like, you're almost there. If they don't, when I tell you that is important. And honestly, if I had someone coaching me through the breathing last year, I probably would have been all right. But I didn't have that. I don't take it as a bad thing anymore, because I just see that God was like, no, you're going to coach yourself. But you're also going to see that I'm not birthing something for your old season. I'm birthing for your new season. Like, this is what, it's not for anything back then. All that season that you just came out of was to use it as ammunition for your new season.
Absolutely.
That's it. So don't get caught up in the numbers, Kandice. Don't get caught up in all that. I needed you to go through that so that you can tell the story moving forward.
Be an example.
Being an example. Yeah, just being an example. And so I've had great pleasure with being an example, because I don't ever take any credit. That was not Kandice. That wasn't a Kandice thing, because Kandice would have still been trying to find daycare facilities, teach music to. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
That's what
yes.
Kandice would have been doing. But now, it's a new season.
I love it.
It's
I
a new
love it.
season.
So listen, tribe, if you have any questions, if you have any concerns, if there's anything that you want to ask Kandice, put it in the comments. Remember to like, to share, to subscribe to the channel, because we're doing what we do here, and it's for us. It's about you, it's about me, and it's about us. It's time for each of us to live our lives on purpose, for purpose. Because we all have one, and it's all important. No matter how minuscule you might think, it's all for purpose. And like I said, again, it makes things it makes life so much sweeter, you know, being an empath and the person that feels everything that's going on outside here. Sometimes I'm telling you, it gets, man, I'm like, oh my goodness, I don't want to do this. Like, I don't want to listen to the news. I don't want to hear no more. I just can't. And then that purpose, that thing comes in, and it also stops you from doing the wrong thing, right? The wrong decision. I just made a huge decision. I won't put it out there, but yo, I left a lot of money on the table because it's not about that, right? It's about peace. It's about living life on purpose, right? It's about having my time and it being okay. And I'm one, those of you that know that I trust God, right? So I have to do that with just more than lip service, right? I have to do that with my actions. My actions have to show and be congruent with what I'm saying out of my mouth. And so I'm good right now. I'm not, look, like I could have did that, but that's not what I wanted to do. Listen.
Absolutely.
I'm moving and shaking, and I'm in rooms. My name is being spoken in rooms that my feet have not trodden. I'm going into rooms where I never could imagine. I'm still trying to figure out, like, okay, so what's my role? But I'm going.
Yes.
I'm going.
Yes.
And, you know, so I just want to encourage my tribe. I want to encourage those that are listening to find your purpose, identify your purpose, be around people that are on that same frequency, not tolerating you, not, you know what I'm saying? Because, oh my God, you won't fit in everywhere, and that's okay. You know what I'm saying? You won't fit in everywhere, and that's okay.
Yes.
I think about if Moses would have listened to the people, my God, if Abraham would have listened to the people, because it wasn't even raining.
Yeah.
And they were like, what is this dude doing? Like, you tripping, bro. Like, what are you talking about? But if he didn't know his purpose, right? If he didn't get that this is what I got to do, irregardless to what the people are saying.
Yes.
You know, and that goes straight across the board for us. We can't listen to the naysayers or the people that don't get it.
Yes, I absolutely. Listen, I make sure to tell just the people that I work with that make sure you're watching who you're talking to, because people will instill their fear into you.
That part.
And you will be walking around years later in fear with them. If I really made sure to watch who I was talking to in my transition, because it didn't make natural sense for people.
Absolutely.
It didn't make natural sense for me until I started saying, you want to know what? This can't make natural sense. Like, this is a God thing. Like, this does not make natural sense. No. But if I was talking to the wrong people, I would have been really, 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 really bad off. Like, I would have aborted the mission, period, point blank. Because now on the other side of my assignment, it's oh wow, we didn't know that you were doing that. You should have talked. No, I wasn't talking to nobody about this, because then you would have gotten my head. I would have got confused. God would have been like, Kandice, what? We already talked about this. Remember, you wrote it down, Miss I Love to Journal. You wrote this down. What are you talking to people about this for? Ooh. That actually happened to me. What, Kandice, I literally gave you what to do. Why is this a whole conversation with everybody? And then I have to check myself. Do you believe in the power of your words that you're literally writing down? Yeah, I do. So then I just I'm done with the conversation. You guys will see on the other end of this, because I'm not getting involved in that because people have the power of projection.
Absolutely.
If they don't get it, especially if you're talking to people who aren't even entrepreneurs.
Well,
We getting caught up in talking to people who are in corporate America. No disrespect to my corporate America folks, really. But that's like talking to someone who hasn't given birth about giving birth. It does not make sense. They cannot give you an experience. They can't give you their experience. They can give you what they may think will happen. But literally talking to entrepreneurs, and they're talking to their people, but their people aren't
crazy.
It turns into a mess.
Yeah,
it does.
It can get crazy. In our humanness, though, and we have to be gentle with ourselves. Sometimes we just, I just want sometimes so badly to have someone reciprocate and or be to me what I'm being to them. There was a quote that I posted, and it said something like, this person was having a conversation and they said, "Wow, who hurt you?" And the response was, "Mainly my own expectation." And I was like, oh my gosh, mic drop. Okay. So now working on my own expectation, right? Of people and things and friends and associates and those things. Just doing self-reflection and taking an inward journey so that I could see and identify where I'm at and why I'm there and trying, because I can't do anything about this outside space, right?
No.
I have to get figured out what I need to do. And so it's like, that was so good, like the expectations. But I have a genuine love for humanity, a genuine love for my tribe, genuine love, and knowing that I may not be able to help everyone, but someone is going to be helped. Someone is going to be affected in a positive way. Some plant it, some water it, but it's God that gives the increase. And so I may or may not even experience that, but the seeds have been planted, and they've been planted in love and honor of people. And so I just keep it moving, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to continue to love hard and be loyal and genuine, and knowing that there are so many people that just need a space, just need a kind word, just, to say, you know what, Kandice, you are freaking dope. Yo, you dope. And that, and continue to do what you're doing, and know that you are making a difference, and we have need of you, right? The community has need of you. The world has need of you. And I think that if we, can just instill that in our community, that we will go so much further. So Kandice, I really want to thank you so much for being here. You have to promise to come back and see me.
Oh my goodness. You know that I will come back and see you. My girl, y'all.
Y'all heard that.
Girl.
Y'all heard that.
Oh, absolutely. I'm in here. Look, just give me the call, give me the word.
Absolutely.
And just thank you for having me, really. I love this space. I love, even when you told me that you were getting ready to get started with the podcast, I said, this sounds like an amazing idea for you, because you're always so full of just insight and wisdom and encouragement and inspiration. So we need you, ma'am, okay, to just keep on doing what you're doing and just shining a light and illuminating just key people in the community, because look, your light is just transferring down, girl. It's just the rollover. So we love it. Wow. And I love you. You know that you are my girl, like really. And I just love this whole platform. So thank you for giving me an opportunity to come and share.
Absolutely. I love you, tribe. Listen, again, click, share, like, subscribe. We need you out there so that we can make this platform grow, so that we can have you guys in the building, right? So that we can show up, because we are the answer. We are the answer to the questions, right? We are the answers to the need of all of us, our people in particularly, but to the world. We are the answers. And so we have that answers. So be encouraged and know that it is about you. It's about me. And yes, it's about us. Mm-hmm. Talk to you soon, tribe. We love you. Bye now.
It's about you. It's about me. It's about us.
It's about you. It's about me.
We rap.
It's about us.
Leslie, I love my girl.
You can talk to her. You can tell her what's wrong. She'll encourage you, yeah. She'll help you be strong. 'Cause you're her brother, you're her sister. Tell you always got your back. You ain't gotta worry about that. 'Cause it's all about you.
Somebody, because I didn't know that colors and stack this and do all of that, so it's kind of expensive. But if you know if anybody,
It's about us.
yeah, I do.
Welcome
Yeah, I do. I'll give you your number. I'll give you your
on
number.
purpose with Tonya. Enjoy.
Yo, it's Julius, and I just made traveling easier with the motorized scooter suitcase. Let me say it again. Motorized scooter suitcase. Yeah, that's right. The luggage has got a built-in electric motor. So the suitcase, I can ride it and glide through the airport or the train station, through downtown, and it all fits in the overhead storage bin. No more crowded terminals trying to say, excuse me. Y'all gonna see me gliding through there. I can hop in and off the light rail like it's no problem. I'm not struggling to carry these heavy-ass bags of podcast equipment anymore. All you gotta do is just click the link in the episode description that says Smart Suitcase. Click Smart Suitcase and see what I'm talking about. I'm telling y'all, it's going to change the way, if you're traveling, this is going to change everything. Click the link. Let's go.
It's easy to lose sleep when you're worried about your health insurance plan. But when you have a family counting on you to take care of them, having the right coverage is more important than ever. Anthem Health Keepers plans can help. With low to no cost coverage for you and your family, so you never go it alone. That's our anthem. Click to learn more.